Let me. Of course, I started doing the live video and I'm getting pinged and pinged and pinged on Facebook from a friend of mine that decides she now wants to chat. Anyway, hi, I'm Lauren. Nice to see you. Yeah. So this is me doing the Notes and Totes Bundle. Actually, let me pull up my phone because Facebook Live tends to not show me comments on my computer, which, you know, is what it is. Sometimes it's annoying, but that's okay. So let me just, come on, get this up. Okay, apparently my computer, my phone doesn't even want to work. Alright, you'll also give everybody a moment to jump on, because I kind of impromptu decided tonight's the night. So here we are. Anyway, yeah, of course I got lighting everywhere. So I was gonna be on a little sooner, on yesterday, showing the Notes and Totes bundle, but then I had some technical difficulties. I usually do videos on average most nights of the week, so I'm kind of used to doing videos overall. But then my camera and stuff totally failed on Thursday, and I'm like, oh no. So here's the stamps that we have for the Notes and Totes. I'm just gonna do a quick overview of the bundle, and then we'll get into what I'm going to make tonight. So the stamps, I know I've used a few already. I like this flower one, which I'm so going to use tonight. It's just really cool. I'm going to already get that prepped. We have sending, I can't read them, sending warm wishes. We got the nice flower one here. You earned it. Okay, helps if I read properly. I'll just use the cover here. Newsflash, you're fabulous. I like the news theme with some of these stamps. We got the sun, the water drips, exclusive, made just for you, just a note, and then relax and enjoy. And then this one is so grateful, a true story. Then we got some dots. So we got a great couple stamp options here. All right, now the dies I think are the bigger component here of this bundle. So let's take a peek at the dies. I've been using some already. So we've got, you know, the two handle options for the tote. You can pick either one, whichever one you want to use. We have the tote die itself. Now, originally when I was playing with this and I first got the set, I thought it was like just over 3 inches, but actually this width fits perfectly 3 inches if you know what you're doing. I'm like, yes! Because that makes it a lot easier when you're cutting paper and trying to plan stuff out. We have the scarf, which Laura has demonstrated this could be bunny ears, which is, I actually did that for Easter in a weird kind of way. We have here the trim pieces for the tote. I've only used it once myself. We got this neat wood grain piece, which I'll be showing this as a project later on in the month. I'm really excited about. And then we got these two pieces, which I have no idea what the heck they are. We've got the star, the seashell, water bottle, I guess suntan lotion, I guess. Another lotion, I don't know. And then we've got the sunglasses as a heart-shaped. Then we have this box thing here, which I haven't really used yet. I'm looking into it. I'm going to plan something with it. It's next on my to-do list. But we got some sort of box, and then, oh, almost like an envelope or like a clutch type purse and like a tag thing. So that's pretty cool. Anyway, so that's like a quick look at the dies. I asked earlier today, has anybody tried out this set? Anyway, so for tonight, I'm just going to use the tote, the scarf, and the two handles. Really one of the handles, but I cut two anyway. And the paper I'm using tonight is the Mediterranean Blooms, I think it's called. And so I've already die cut ahead because I figure you guys don't want to watch me die cutting all night. Alright, I was going to put, so this one's already been cut. I did these two pieces. So you need a front and a back to be able to do the tote. I'm purposely using the brighter side. I like the blue. But I like the blue as like the inside of the tote, but I want this on the other side. And then I cut both handles, just for the heck of it, in garden green. Because I'm not sure which one I'm going to use. Because I also started making another version of this before I came on live. I'm like, oh crap, I need to get on live. Anyways, and then I have the scarf piece in the yellow, Daffodil Delight. Now what's interesting is with the handles is when you cut them, you get this triangle piece that comes out of it. I don't know what to use this for yet, but this could be handy for doing like a critter, because I did this for Easter, kind of like a critter face. Although it looks like, actually looks more like a vegetable right now, but but these are pretty fun to play with. Alrighty. So before I really get going, I have a second one of these because I just want to do something with it. Now I'm going to use the flowery stamp on the yellow. And I'm going to use Versamark. I just want like a really faint design on it. Just to kind of play with it a little. Just gives it a little bit of interest. Now I could use another color ink, but tonight I just want to use Versamark and see how it looks for the scarf piece. And then that's all the stamping I'm doing tonight, really. So how's everyone's Sunday coming along? Just gonna clean this quickly. Oh, I just realized one of my settings is out of whack. Give me a moment. Getting used to playing with the computer stuff. Okay, we're still good. Alrighty. Because I go a little more advanced. I've got multiple functions. I've got the laptop. I've got my hub thing that has everything plugged in. I have the camera, a second screen. I have my stream deck. I get a little really into this for the technology side. Alrighty, so here is the tote itself. Now, I'm just going to flip over and just kind of show you with a pencil. Hey, Dana. Thanks for watching. Hi, Jennifer. So this die has score marks already on it that we can kind of see on this version. We've got like this line, that 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 line. So I'm just going to draw on the inside. That way you kind of know where all these lines are. Of course, my drawing isn't really that great, but you get the kind of idea of where to find all these lines. And then kind of sort of. Oh, and one more. And then that one. That way you kind of know. So all those need to be folded. So I just start with the bottom one. And then this one has little notch thingies that kind of fold in as well. So already get them prepared, folding. And then fold that in. Because I'm going to use this on the outside, so this will be in the inside. And then fold that. But it's a really cool 3D tote. My original vision when I picked this, I'll be honest, this is not a set I would normally buy. But the advantage of being part of the ambassador program is I get to try out new ideas. So that's got the fold lines going pretty good. I don't have to score it. Like, I don't have to use the bone folder so much. I want it to be a little loose kind of thing without it being tightly folded. And then I'll do the same thing on this one, on the second half. But yeah, this is a bundle I would normally not pick. But when I first saw this, I thought, could I fit a gift card in here? That was the question I originally had. We'll answer that at the end of the video, if we can fit a gift card or not. If anybody who's tried it, you might already know the answer to that. And then when I made a whole batch of these at Easter, and I used the liquid glue, I find me and liquid glue don't get along. I had glue everywhere, my hands, the whole thing was sticky in that. I'm like, this ain't working for me. So I'm going to use a combination of tear and tape, Stamped and Seal Plus, and glue dots to do this, because that's my jam when it comes to this. So for this, essentially to explain, the first step is we need to glue these two bases together. Hope you guys can see, because I know it's kind of hard to tell on this. So one on top of the other. So just on the bottom of this one, I'm just going to put a whole bunch of seal on there. Or Seal Plus in my situation. And then, I know it's kind of hard to see because I decided to use colored paper here, designer series paper. I'm just going to overlap the bottom piece. So this has the line to the line. There we go. That way we have our base started. It's not super perfect, but that's okay. And the next step is take these little tab pieces that are on, like essentially this tab piece on both sides, fold in, and make it flat when I fold it in. Okay. And then my next step is I'm going to use glue dots to put on the little teeny tiny corners, because it'll be handy later when we seal this. I do have to take my pick tool. It is in a box somewhere. Things get easily moved around every time I do events and that. So this little handy thingy is sometimes just handy for, I just need a quick pokey stick, as I call it. So I just put glue dot there to glue dot there. Same thing on this side. Glue dot. Glue dot. I'm going to leave the white caps on for now. And then next up is we gotta do the sides. I'm gonna use it with tear and tape. Now, one side is going to be on the outer, the other side is going to be on the inner. So I have to decide which is which. Doesn't really matter which right now, just whichever preference. So what I'm gonna do is this is on the outer pattern. This will be on the inner pattern. I'm gonna use tear and tape. Now, I'm not great at measuring for tear and tape, so I'm just going to wing it tonight. And I've been playing with this set since I received it. And it's been actually a lot of fun. And I actually, most of the time lately, if anybody watches my live videos over my personal stuff, which, hey, I'm not trying to promote myself here, but some people do, is, yeah, I've been demonstrating this for a good couple weeks off and on. And really enjoying playing with it, trying different ideas, and actually it works so well. Me showing this off is one of my customers who has no interest in buying this set, the bundle, but she's like, she really loved the 3D tote idea, so she asked me to make her a batch, and I'm like, yeah, sure. So I got a little short there on the tear and tape, so I'm just gonna already peel it back with my nails. Easier said than done right now. There we go. Just add another piece on there. There we go. Okay, now as I said, this tear and tape goes on the outer pattern. This side is going to go on the inner pattern. And because of this bundle, I'm actually going to feature it as my class for May as well. Because it's a really fun bundle. Like, and what I liked about the stamps is it wasn't all just one theme. It's like, we've got like summer theme, and then we've got like a news theme. And the news theme, I haven't fully designed the card for that yet, but I'm really excited to come up with something for like a news theme. So I don't know yet. I'll get there. I finished one of my designs last night once I got my technical difficulties resolved. Alright, this is not bad. Alright, so then next step is take off all the white caps. Just gonna bring in my little wood tray here for my little garbage. Since I started doing stuff like this, I find I'm having less white caps from the dimensionals, tear and tape, glue dots all over the house. Versus if you have pets like I do, it gets on everywhere with the pets. So this has been a game changer for me. A little tip for anybody. Just gonna peel off all the white caps. I call these white caps anyway. And just keep going all over. I know I keep spinning here. Alrighty, so then, come on, one more. Once it wants to come here. Alright, so then, next step is, remember, this is on the outer, this is on the inner, is you hold it up, and then you want to bring this one overlap. So that way, you kind of go over that line, kind of line up pretty good. That way it's overlappy. And then, I know this may not be a great way to describe it, so I just, with my fingers, tapped that side. So that way the outer one, the inner one, okay, let me rephrase this. The side that had the inner tape goes over, that way this is sealed. And then on the inside, you can kind of see it's not down yet, is tap it in. That way that gets sealed. So there we go. And actually, when I just did this like 5 minutes before I did the live, and I'm like, holy crap, this is so much easier for me than using the liquid glue. And then because I got the 2 glue dots down there and the 2 little flaps, just take my finger in and just kind of tap it in. That way it seals this whole side pretty darn good. This is how I've learned to do this. I hope this is effective. Now the other side too. So same thing. I'll kind of show you. So this side has it on the outer, that's on the inner. But make sure the inner one kind of goes over. Like that. I'm just going really slow for you guys. And then get that flap down. And then this flap in. I know, clear as mud. I'm not used to demonstrating like this. And then, like I said, the inside, those 2 little white glue, not white glue dots, but the glue dots, just tap it in. And then there we go. There is the tote itself. And if I'm worried about it, I can always, there's a little bit of a gap on each side, but it's not too bad. And then I can always flex it. That way I didn't want it too rigidly scored. And then there we go. And actually, it'll actually stay up on its own. This is the one I did just before in the broadcast. Just to remind myself, am I doing the steps right? Alrighty. So doesn't it look pretty cool with the paper? Like, this is so forgiving, this tote, for designer series paper, even cardstock. Like, I just wanted an inside pattern, and I like this. And I will recommend, for people like me who has other crafting supplies in my own personal stash, use a good thick paper. Because if you use the really thin stuff, you can do it, but it doesn't hold well. So that's my advice for you guys. So the next is the handles. So we'll just do one right now. So then the handles, I'm just going to use these cutie guys. I'm going to flip them over. So that way the nice side is down. And I'm just going to use glue dots to put them on. Now, the liquid glue can work as well, but I'm just not a fan of liquid glue. Looking for where I put my little pokey stick here. And I can't see if there's any new comments. Gotta love Facebook. So I will check out after. I got the glue that stuck in my finger. Gotta love Facebook when all the changes and everything. So that's okay. I was gonna put a second glue dot on there because that one got all mangled. And then same on either side on the other version. But I do wonder if there's any comments. Yeah, because on my computer side, it's like 0 comments. My phone shows 2, but that's okay. It tells me how many people are watching, though. I know it's such a weird time of night that I'm coming on, but I'm like, it's the time I have. Normally, I do my live videos almost every night around 9:30. So after I get off this, I'll be jumping on to my next thing. So that's glued on. Simply with 2 glue dots, or 2 or 3. And it's on pretty good. Well, let's do the other side. And I started doing the live videos almost every night. I mean, some nights I take a break, or I got stuff going on in life, since August. And it's helped me become more confident, presenting, talking, getting used to having an audience. People start knowing that, oh, I'll be live, which is pretty cool. But I do admit, I was nervous coming on here because we have such a wonderful team here of various crafting levels. And I'm like, I'm always afraid. I'm like, am I going to have a good project to show? So there we go. This is on pretty good. And yeah, can always do like a little, test to see it's hanging on there pretty good. And then the little scarf, which I Versa marked these just to give it a nice little interest. I'm going to put that on with a glue dot. I could use a dimensional, but I'm like, I just want to use a glue dot tonight. And then you can put, doesn't matter which side you put it on, I really don't care, but just, nicely as if it's tied to the tote, which is really, really cute. Actually, I like this paper. Alright, so then, there we go. There is the tote in the simplest of forms. You can jazz it up, you can add things to it, but at least showing like how to kind of assemble it roughly. And there. Now, when I was preparing to do this month, I was talking with Jen on like what kind of things we're looking for in that. So part of the suggestions was, because this is a 3D thing, one of the things she suggested was show like how do you put stuff in it, what can it hold. Now, at Easter I did chocolates, but I don't have any chocolates here, but mints and that. So for example, depending on how much you keep this open at the top, that's roughly about 1.5 inches from the top. The base is a heck of a lot smaller, down to like a 1/2 inch. So it gives you a bit of an idea for size. Oh, thanks, Dana. So what I did was, for Easter, I did a combination of chocolates and tea. So a normal tea bag like this will fit in, no problem. Now, I also had this David's tea stuff from way back when. So I just kind of bent it a little, and it will go in as well. So this is really great for doing treats. Let me do the other one. So I just kind of bend it a little, and it'll go in. I can put like a tea bag, and it'll like half hang out. It doesn't fit in perfectly. And then I can always put like another tea bag. Yeah, I like tea a lot. So, and then when I first did this version with the chocolates, I showed my spouse, because I always show him when I do something really cool and neat and get his feedback, because sometimes he spots things that I just don't even think of. He's like, what happens when you do this? You know, stuff's going to fall out. Because with the chocolates, it just, you know, the Easter, the little eggs, they rolled out instantly. So something I did, just as a little extra, because if I want to make a batch of these for vendor events and I want to put stuff in it, but I'm worried about stuff falling out, you know, one thing I can do is get these organza bags and put it inside. And it just makes the gift a little more cool. Now, earlier I mentioned about gift card. I made this as a quick play with the pocket, I forget what they're called, the pocket dice that were on clearance. So a gift card kind of fits, but it's not great. So pretending there's a gift card in there, I've got some tea, and then I want to like gift, if I want to gift this to someone, but I'm worried about all the stuff falling out, the gift card and everything, I could take these organza bags, which I got these on the online retailer that gets delivered to your house easily. And then I kind of got this size. It's a little tight to get in, but if you're gentle and patient, work with it. I say that now. Be funny if I rip it. It did fit on me last month. Yeah, it's getting there. It's working its way. Come on, there we go. There we go. There is a cool little way of gifting to someone. And there we go. It just makes it really cool. I don't have any of the ones I originally made that had stuff in it left over, because I gave them all away. But as a couple examples where others I was mucking around with, I was just using random paper. Now, remember that triangle earlier? I did this for Easter, where I had the triangle upside down, and then I didn't have a good face stamp, so I found this ghost stamp from the old paper pumpkin kit, so hence why it looks kind of weird. I showed my spouse, and he's like, that looks weird. I'm like, okay. But there you can kind of see. This is just other papers I have. Then this one I did with the scarf and that, so and these ones are just, you know, crappy paper. But still, I usually use crappy paper to kind of work out the concept beforehand. Anyway, so there we go. There is the tote. I'm just going to hang on for a minute longer in case anybody's got any questions and that. I'm just going to glue these on too. Why not? Glue dots, where are you? So I got to ask, those who have bought this bundle, have you made the 3D tote? And how did it go for you? Which glue did you use? Because that was something I struggled with when I made the first batch. Like these ones, I got so much glue everywhere. The sides are sticky, and I'm like, yeah, me and the liquid glue don't get along. So I'm just gonna quickly put that on. I like these handles a lot, actually, better than the other ones. But yeah, everybody, if you've made this tote, feel free to post and show us what you've made. Help inspire us to, do more with it. So there's that side. Just gonna do the other side. There. Well, I got that one super crooked. Oh, now I got my alarm going to remind myself I gotta do my normal video later. Anyway, and then lastly, I'm just gonna stick this on. That way, I've got 2 of these ready for, hey, if I need a gift for somebody, make a little treat for somebody. This is really cool. And I'm excited to be making a batch of 8 of these for my customer who really likes this concept. But there we go. There's the 2 versions. I know. There we go. Super cute. But yeah, you can fit tea, chocolates, little gift things. You can fit some of the dyes in there. But yeah, really cool. And then the organza bags. I mean, you can get them on Amazon or dollar store or whatever. It just makes it even more cool. Alrighty. Well, thanks for watching. I super appreciate it. Yeah. Yeah, Dan, like the tabs totally confused me too, but it's not hard to make. I'm a Paper Pumpkin subscriber, so a lot of the kits in the past, especially the Halloween ones, totally confused me. But this one's been pretty good. So anyway, all right. Well, I'm gonna go. Have a great night. My plan is to be back next weekend because I do work during the week and that to do my next project idea featuring the Notes and Totes bundle. I've got 2 cards I've already planned out, and I'm really excited about them. So, see ya. Have a good night.